Have you ever noticed have you have you ever noticed what animals are doing and then thought it was a sign or something like that? You know, like if an animal crossed your way when you were driving or something. If so, then you're going to enjoy today's episode 16 on the Wildflower Woo-Woo Show, where we're going to explore the art of Zoomancy. Have you ever heard of that? So thank you so much for joining us. And we're actually streaming from the beach today. Sorry that we're a little late. So we were actually down there on the beach and we had it all set up and we were ready to start streaming. And I don't know, like a busload of like 1,000 people showed up and they all started chanting and like you couldn't even hear me at all. So I had to come up here and I think you might be able to see the beach down there is pretty full. When I got down there and I set up, it wasn't like that. So it gets packed around here pretty quick. So hi Pat, thanks for joining us. It's good to see you. And today we're going to be talking about animal signs. So this whole month we've been talking about divination, which is kind of foretelling or prophesizing, you know, kind of foreseeing the future. And there's so many different ways that we can divine. You could just be in nature and have a sign in nature. You could have a sign from, you know, doing a tarot reading or using runes, which are like Nordic, you know, and they're like, they could be on anything. Sometimes they're on wood, sometimes they're on stone, and they have the runic alphabet carved on there. Have you ever seen those? It could be wood burned. There's so many different ways to divine, and this whole month we've been talking about that. So, I mean, you could use your astrology chart to try to find things out about yourself. Sorry, I just got done swimming, so my hair's a little wet. Okay, so at the Women's Empowerment and Spiritual Awakening Retreat, we have lots of forms of divination that we use there. We actually have optional tarot readings. There will be an astrologer there that you could get your natal chart done. There's actually going to be a workshop as well on astrology. And if you and your daughter feel drawn, we would love to have you join us. It's August 4th through the 6th. And we believe there in animal signs, and we get a lot of them actually at the retreats. So for the last retreat, I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but we got done at the end of the retreat. We always take a group picture of all of us, you know, and we'll take one serious one and then we'll take one kind of silly one. And at the end of the last one where we were all silly and we were all done, we saw an eagle flew over, and to us that was such a good sign. So that's what we're talking about today is, you know, animal signs. And there have been cultures all over the world that have believed, and there's different names for it. It's not always called Zoomancy. There's, I think it's called electromancy, and that is, I think that's what it is. And that's actually when you divine chickens and hens and Polynesians used to divine with beetles. Africans cultures used to divine with ants. So, and then indigenous peoples would actually, you know, notice what an animal was doing and use that as a sign. And I don't know if you remember, there was some kind of catastrophic hurricane that came a few years back, and it's like all the animals headed for the hills before it even happened. And the villagers noticed that, and they were actually people that, you know, paid attention to animal signs, and to them that was definitely a sign. So it's not just woo-woo, it actually could be very scientific, you know, because if the animals are doing something, they might know something that you don't. Or if you are, you know, say that you're thinking of doing some kind of new venture, or thinking of leaving your partner, or thinking of, what else could it be? Getting a new job. There's so many things. Looking for love, you know, hoping that you're looking for better health, hoping that you'll feel better, trying to attract abundance and money into your life, wanting to increase your psychic awareness or development. There's so many different things that we could be wanting to draw in or be wondering about in our lives. And sometimes if we're looking for a sign or something, if we see an animal, it might be a sign to us. I actually was, it was a couple of weeks, it's like a little over a month ago now, that I was looking. I had actually hurt my toe. I dropped a total gym, if you know what that is, on my toe. I actually didn't know that part came out, and we were trying to move it, and we lifted it, and it moved for a little bit, and then it just kind of fell on my toe. And so that hurt really bad. And it was around that time that the lilacs were blooming, and I didn't want to miss out on lilac medicine. So I don't have any specific places right now that I pick lilacs for medicine. So I was just thinking I was going to go up and down some old dirt roads and just see if I could find any that were off the beaten path, because if you were going to collect medicine, you would want to make sure that it wasn't right on a busy road, right? Or like somewhere where it was going to get like a lot of fumes from cars or dust from the road. So I was going to do that, and then I got by my road, and I thought, well, my toe does hurt, so maybe I'll just do that a different day. So I just kept going down my road, and then my road is very long. And then I got to my driveway, and before I went up my driveway, I thought, maybe I should go up the road. It's a dead-end road, and the farmer owns like 300 acres all around us, and I thought maybe I'll find something up there. Just like something told me, sorry, I got to put on my sunglasses. It's really bright out here. Like something told me to go up the road. So I went up the road, and there was a beautiful lilac bush, and there's not a lot of traffic going up there at all. Like I said, it's a dead-end road, and it's like basically the farmer and one other person live up there. So there's not a lot of traffic at all. And I saw this bush, and I felt so guided and everything. And I went and asked people if it was theirs. They said I could pick it. Anyway, so I went back to my house, changed my clothes, got my clippers, my basket, went back there. And when I came back to my house, as soon as I walked in the door, I saw a bear go through my field. And it was only there for about, 15 seconds as it walked by, maybe 20. And if I hadn't come in my house at that exact moment, then I wouldn't have seen it, So I definitely felt super guided that day that, something, spirit, the universe, my subconscious, my intuition, whatever you want to call it, my spirit guides, angels, told me that I should go up the road. I was able to harvest all this beautiful lilac that was in perfect bloom. And then I saw a bear after. And if I hadn't come back at that exact moment, I wouldn't have seen it. So I took that as a really good sign. And for you, if you are, like I said, you have any kind of endeavor or challenges or obstacles or hopes or dreams or desires that you're looking to fulfill or avoid or overcome, then if you believe in signs, which I believe if you stop following the signs, you'll get lost. And I kind of believe that you might be like me because you're watching this show. So you could ask for signs, and if you want an animal sign, you could ask for an animal sign. We always feel like when we see eagles that it's just like the ultimate good sign that like whatever we're doing, we're on the right path and we should keep doing it. And the thing is that you really have to figure out what the animal means to you, because it's not like you could look in a book. There's an excellent book called Animal Speak, and I would highly recommend that one. And that tells you what